I'm going to start right here on the main page of the loop, and I'm going to select my transaction type right off the bat as listing for sale. So this is a new listing. I'm going to choose the transaction type listing for sale. And then I'm going to choose the loop status of pre-listing. In this case, pre-listing just means we're getting the listing paperwork together. Okay, we're going to add our seller's disclosures and our lead-based paint and those disclosures and documents that we're getting filled out and signed between ourselves and our sellers. Okay, this is pre-listing. These are things that are done before it's actually active on the MLS. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose pre-listing and scroll down a little bit farther, and you can go ahead and start adding your documents. Now I have dotloop templates that have been provided by my office, so I'm going to say add from templates, and I'm going to choose my listing packet here that my office has created for me. Now if you don't have dotloop templates, you'll be clicking add documents and you'll be selecting PDFs that you've uploaded from your computer, or if you scan things that have been filled out by hand on paper, you can email those directly in. Now I'm also, this is just a preference here, a personal preference, but I see a lot of people doing this, rename your folders, especially when you're in a listing. So over here on the right hand side to the right of this folder, I'm going to click rename and I'll call this my listing folder. The reason I do that is because I'm going to create a folder not only for my original listing documents, but for each offer that comes in on this listing. And if I get too deep into this and I have 4 or 5 folders and they're all named folder, then when I start taking other actions like copying documents from one folder into the next, or even from one loop into the next, I'm going to have a hard time figuring out which one is which because they're all named the same thing. So good practice, start out by renaming your folders. This will be my listing folder, which to me means all my seller's disclosures and primary listing documents. Step 1 to using the Easy Offer feature is to make sure you've selected the listing for sale or listing for lease transaction type. The loop status can be pre-listing, private listing, active listing, or under contract. So any combination of those will create this extra link at the top, set up Easy Offer. Now how do we make that link? How do we make this, how do we use the Easy Offer feature? Right now we just have a folder that we've created called Easy Offer folder. Okay, that doesn't do anything. That's just the name of the folder. So what we need to do is go up and click Set Up Easy Offer. So click the Set Up Easy Offer button. It's right under your global navigation bar. And you can read all this the first time you do it. I just want to focus on selecting the folder that we want to make a link for. So checkbox the Easy Offer folder, and what you see is it's generated a link. So I'm going to copy this link. Just click the copy button, and that's going to copy this link to your clipboard. The same as if you highlighted it, right click, and said copy. This copy button will copy it to your computer's clipboard, and then make sure you click save. You need to click save here, and you'll see that you have next to this folder it now says this folder is accessible via Easy Offer, which means that link that you just copied, wherever you post that, whoever you send that to directly, anybody that clicks on it, it will take them to a special view of your loop that only displays this folder. And it lets them interact with these folders. As long as they're an existing dotloop user, they'll just sign in. If they've never used dotloop before, we'll ask them to create a username, their email address, and a password. Now, what I like to do is make sure that I did everything correctly. And the best way to do that is if you have a second browser on your computer, go to a different browser. So I'm going to switch from Chrome to Mozilla or Chrome to Firefox, it doesn't matter. Open up a new window in your browser and paste that link. This is the link that we just copied, and then press enter. And what you'll see is what anybody else sees. So anybody that clicks on that link, or anybody that you send it to, for example, will click on the link. They'll be taken to this page, and this page is a view of your loop but it's a private view. It only shows them the easy offer folder. It shows you in the people section. And what they have to do to interact with this loop is click Get Started. So when they click Get Started, it's going to ask them to create a dotloop account, or you can sign in if you're an existing user. They get immediate access to your disclosures, and there's the contract to purchase that they've shared with you. So let's click on the contract to purchase. We're going to open it up. We're going to be able to assign the rest of the fields to our buyers. All right, and then we can go in here and modify the contract. Okay, so we're going to go in here and make an offer at $180,000. We'll look at the rest of the contract. We'll be able to share it with our clients for signatures, and then once it comes back to us, we'll share it back to the listing agent. And watch what happens. So we're fast forwarding a bit here. Watch what happens when we share this back with the listing agent. This is going to create a brand new folder within your loop, within your listing loop. So on the buying side, it made a copy of your easy offer folder. And this copy of this easy offer folder is private to Drew. All right, and when he decides to share things back to you, it's going to create, and I'm going to jump back over to the listing side now and just refresh my page. It's going to create a new folder. So before, we had a listing folder. We created an easy offer folder with an a easy offer link, and now, because an agent has clicked on that link and shared an offer back to me, it's created a new folder called Easy Offer Folder Drew Morgan, meaning it came from Drew Morgan. Now, if it's me, I'm going to rename this and say Offer from Drew Morgan. Okay? And it's as easy as that.